Well, welcome to this episode of Sooner Legends Podcast. I am going live and I hope everybody is doing well. Just thought I'd hop on here for a little bit and discuss all the going on in Sooner Nation today. Uh, all of that. Still battling the abscess tooth over here, but the penicillin's kicking in and the swelling's went down a little bit. And so it don't hurt near as bad when I talk. So anyway, welcome in y'all. If y'all haven't already, jump down in the comments, hit the subscriber button, turn on your post notifications bells. That way you won't miss anything that I will be dropping. Hit a like, wipe your feet, and let's get into this. So as you all know, Jermayne Lole has hit the transfer, well, not the transfer portal. He flipped his commitment from Oklahoma to Texas. But I stated in a video earlier today that I think we got the better deal with them, uh, however you say his name, Dominic Williams. Because if you look at the stats, Dominic Williams has a lot better stats from 2023 than Jermayne Lole does. And Jermayne Lole, he was kind of injury prone. So I think we got the best end of the deal. Now, there's been a lot of Twitter talk today about money and all this, that, and the other. You know what? It is what it is. They, whether Sark broke the bank getting this dude to Texas, I don't know. Not my cup of tea to this. I'm assuming they did. That's that's just me talking. And but I think we got the best deal. Now, you can look at it this way too, that uh if you look at the depth chart at the position that Jermayne Lole was supposed to play, we are deep in that position. We got Grayson Hall, Dejon Terry. I mean, we got that room is stacked from ceiling to floor. And he was probably going to be second, third in the rotation if he was lucky. He was just going to be a depth player. So, I mean, I wish him the best at Texas. I mean, and here's what's got me bum puzzled. Don't don't the SEC have a rule that if you transfer within the conference that you have to sit out a year? Or does that not apply to uh grads because he's a graduate player? I'm just wondering that. Y'all hop down in the comments and tell me that. But or grad transfer, that's the word. That's the word I'm looking for. Grad transfer. So it it amazes me if I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today. Has paperwork been signed? Has I mean, I don't know. But that's the SEC rule. If you transfer, which we're not officially in the conference. I don't think that happens until June or July. But I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering is all. But like I said, I mean I'll admit, And I'll be the first to tell you that when I found out he had committed to Oklahoma, I was excited because we was getting some big bodies for that position. And then Dominic Williams comes in, and I really got excited because I like him. He's he played every snap at TCU. He's a big body. Uh, he's 6'2", about 320, and Jermayne, he ain't no little fella. He's onward about 6'3", 310. So I mean, but I like I like the stats on uh, Dominic Williams better than I do for Jermayne Lole, and I've got it written down right here when I did my video today. In uh, in 2023, Dominic Williams, he had 33 total tackles, 14 solo, 19 assisted, and 3 sacks. Played every snap for TCU. And Jermayne Lole, his total tackles was 19, 6 solo, and 13 assists with 1.5 sacks. So to me, from what I'm looking at on stats and watching highlight reels, I feel like we're getting the better of the two. Now Texas needs help at that position, and I heard a couple of guys on their videos earlier today that more than likely when he goes to Texas, he will be a starter, and he was not going to be a starter at Oklahoma. So that there's just my 2 cents on that. I mean, but like I said, if you go back and look at his record, Jermayne's for that matter, um, he he had some trouble with injuries, and in the back of my mind when he committed to Oklahoma, I was like, hmm, are we going to be dealing with a lot of injuries from him this year in SEC? Because it going into this conference, guys, I mean, we're gonna need every man we got, but we're deep. We're deep. We're deep on the nose. We're deep on the defensive backs. We're deep on the linebackers. Deep on the wide receivers. I mean, so but back to the flip deal. If you look at Twitter today, it's been funny. I've been I've been laughing. It's been my source of entertainment today from Texas Twitter. Uh, hey, Ryman Lemon, how you doing, buddy? Ryman, what do you think about this flip from about Jermayne Lole flipping to Texas? And like I said, watching Twitter, that was funnier than watching the Three Stooges or Keystone Cops or Laurel and Hardy. I've been chuckling all evening. Hey, where some of these people come up with, I got to give them credit. They're creative in their posts. I mean that, but it's funny to say the least. So, like I said, I mean it stings. I ain't gonna lie to you. Lowly transferring. Yeah, you're right, Ryman Lemon. He wanted the majority of the snaps, and he wasn't going to get that when he was picked up. When we picked up the TCU guy, which is Dominic Williams. Yes, you are very right, Ryman Lemon. Well, hello, Sooner Lemon. How are you doing today, buddy? Hope everything is all right. I'm not going to talk about what we talked about a couple of nights ago, but I'm glad you're doing good, buddy. Hang in there. God's got your back, brother. But like I said, I mean, I'm actually, if you was to put put a sodium pentothal shot in me. I would I would say that we got the better of the two. Now, you all heard. Now, this is what gets me is Brian Kelly, days after Dominic Williams committed to Oklahoma, he makes a video and he has an interview and saying they're not going to overpay players to come to their school. And I had to laugh because I read between the lines on that interview and I'm like, dude, you are crying. You are crying in your milk that you missed out on Dominic Williams. And without saying it, he said it. I mean, you could tell by his body actions, by the tone of his voice. It just I, now the jury is still out on how much we paid on how much Dominic Williams was paid when he. That's another thing them Texas trolls are saying on Twitter that we overpaid for him. How do you guys know? There's no receipts out there. There's nothing in writing. How do y'all know? Y'all shooting from the hip and talking out your head. That's all it is. I bet behind closed doors, BK was saying that if he was still at Notre Dame, that he'd have got. Yeah, I agree with that, Ryman Lemon. I'm gonna. Ryman Lemon. I bet behind closed doors, Brian Kelly was saying that if he was still at Notre Dame, that he'd have got him. Yeah, yeah, probably so, Ryman Lemon, because they got all that money up there at Notre Dame. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? But like I said, guys, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I think I keep going back and saying this, and I shouldn't be doing it, but just think of it like this: we got the better of the two players. And if you go back and watch Dominic Williams play at TCU, hell, I seen him that year they kicked our butts. BV's first year. I mean, the guy is exceptional, and I'm glad we was able to retain him. If is this a 1970s OU team this time? Sooner Lemon, I you know what? I've had talks with Jason and I've had talks with other people that with the recruits we got on the defensive line and what we already have coming back, uh, and I'll get to this point in a second. That defensive line is it's shaping up to be very 1970s, namely with the Selman brothers, uh, and Jimbo Elrod and those guys. So I get the vibes. They haven't played yet. I'm talking about the new guys, but it's giving me that vibe, Sooner Lemon. And what I alluded to during that is if you look at the cornerbacks that Jay Valai is recruiting in this class, go back a couple of years before BV, and the cornerbacks we had was lucky to hit the 5'10", and if they were 5'10", it's because they had their cleats on. But Jay Belai is getting those big 6'1", 6'2" ish type cornerbacks that OU has always been noted for. Sonny Brown, David Vickers, Scott Case, Zach Henderson, Randy Hughes. You know, he Belai to me has seen those type of secondaries that we have, and him and him and B Hall is starting to bring that nasty 19 that throwback to the 80s 70s style secondary that we was known for in those days. Let's see, Rhyme Lemon. BK gives a bad reputation to us. Brian's of yes, sir, Rhyme Lemon. He does. If your name is Brian, you do not like Brian Kelly. But that's what I like about Jay Bly though and B Hall. But if you look at it, Eli Bowen, even though uh, he's a smaller guy, he's. I heard Jason say this earlier on his show that he's going to be able to take care of those uh, shifty wide receivers, and also the thing you need to watch about Eli Bowen is he hits harder than his size. That guy will rip your head off if given a chance. So Eli Bowen, I you guys, here's a fun fact for you. And I'm going to go back in history here. All the legendary brothers. Hello, Chicken. Hello, Bishop Frank. How are y'all doing tonight? Salute to you guys. If you go back in history, there's been some legendary brothers that has played at OU. And I'm going to start with the Lasher brothers. They were both field goal kickers during the 80s under Barry Switzer. And then, hello, T Boomer. Everything is good today, brother. But we had the Lasher brothers, and then we had the legendary Selman brothers. And then during the Bud Wilkinson era, we had the famous Burris brothers from Muskogee, Oklahoma. Buddy Burris, who was an All-American lineman, and and his brother. And so, but this is the first time, and guys, I have been, I'm a researcher when it comes to Oklahoma. This is the first time that I can recall that we've had two sets of brothers on the same team. Thank you, Chicken. Yes, I do need a beer. I need something to kill this abscess up here in my mouth besides penicillin. But but this is the first time in OU history that I can look up that we've had two sets of brothers on the same team, meaning the Bowen brothers and the Hawkins brothers. And you know, it it makes me feel good because these guys are going to be able, they have the potential. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did, T Boomer. We almost had three sets of brothers on this. And but it makes me feel good that these guys has the potential, the Bowen brothers and the Hawkins brothers, that they will leave their own legacy at OU, but at the same time, they will be talked about in the same breath as the Selmans. I that's my prediction. Hold me to it, guys. Keep the receipt. I'm going to say that now. That after the Bowen brothers and the Hawkins brothers, by the time their uh, by the time their playing time is done here at OU, they will, in years to follow, they will be talked under the same breath, in the same breath as the Selmans. These guys are just that good. So I'm going to get off that soapbox. You're right, Thunder OU Sooner. Texas must be desperate to get Jermayne Lole. I was alluding to that at the first of the stream, and you know, with what Texas has lost, and I ain't throwing no flyers at Texas, uh, but from a couple of podcasters I listened to earlier in the day, is Texas is lagging in that position. But with that being said, Yes, they did thunder OU Sooner. They overpaid. But with that being said, for it, they're still not going after secondary guys. And any one of us, myself included, all of y'all in the chat, I think any one of us could have stood in a quarterback position at the Texas spring game and lit that secondary up at their spring game. Their their secondary is still soft as a baby, as a spanked baby's butt. Well, yep. Had to get groceries out of our grocery store. That's right, Bishop Frank. Uh, you're right there too, Lemon. Texas DL is straight out of Austin High School. But like I said, I I'm not crying about this one. I'm not hurt like some of the guys we've lost in the portal. And if y'all look at the guys we have lost in the portal this year, aside from Justin Harrington and Josiah Wagner, chicken. Oh, chicken! I could have a bad day, and chicken would cheer me up. Hell, Texas offered me for secondary help. They're desperate. Did you take the NIL, chicken? Let's see what Thunder OU Sooner. Texas made Arch Manning look good for the sports media. That's why Texas D played soft. And yes, that too. Because I've been saying this. If he didn't have the name Manning on the back of his shirt, he would be just, as y'all say, he would be a jag. Plain and simple. Because if y'all look at whatever high school that was, he played down in Nolans. He didn't look good. One has to wonder if Arch Manning is overhyped if he's still riding pine for years. You know, Ryman, I I agree with I can see some truth to that, but I still think he's overhyped because of his last name. I mean, I'm gonna get I want to give y'all Bishop Frank. My NIL is neck bones, gumbo, greens, and Johnny cakes. Bishop, I love you, buddy. But when you got uh, and I'm going to set aside Peyton and Eli Manning, but if you look in history, when there's either a father and son or a grandfather and grandson, and they they didn't do like like their like their grandfather or father. Case case in being Richard Petty, his son Kyle. Kyle won some races, but nothing like his daddy. To me, I I just think Arch is overhyped. I really do because his last name is Manning, and I seen his senior year at high school, and it didn't impress me. And I'm telling I've said this to Jason several times that when Arch does get a chance to start, and if it's against OU, it'll be Chris Sims 2.0, plain and simple. Either he is overhyped or they don't trust that O line to protect him. It's for sure not because he needs more time opting out. He hates sports. Yes, sir, Ryman Lemon, you are exactly right. And like I said, I help me understand this Arch thing because no, he didn't. Thunder, OU Sooner. Quinn Ewers did not look good in the Texas spring game, and that's another thing. This is something else Texas has to look at, and y'all know this. Quinn has never made it a full season in the NCAA. He's always getting hurt, and he has to go see his psychiatrist. I'm telling you, where they messed up is letting that backup quarterback to them transfer. I felt like he was a lot better than Quinn or Archibald Manning. That's just my opinion. But like I said, I digress about that. Texas is already saying also that we're behind and we're going to be skullduggy in the SEC. You know what? I'm not. I'm not saying it. I know we got a tough schedule. There, guys. I'm not. Well, to understand if you don't have the supporting accurate stone to combine with the two curves, an arch cannot stay erect, which is what his girlfriend says. Ryman Lemon's words of wisdom to the show tonight. Oh me. But like I said, back to OU and our schedule. I mean, there ain't no doubt that we have the toughest schedule, and we gotta we got some sled dogging to do. So everybody's thinking that okay, OU they're going to sleep on us. And chat, y'all know this as much as I do. Sleep on OU and see what happens. It'll turn up to bite you in the butt. Crazy story. My cousin called me last night, said that he's in prison with Chris Brown, the running back. Oh wow. Oh wow. I didn't mean to chuckle there, T Boomer. That's crazy. I didn't even know Chris Brown was in prison. Okay, Ryman Lemon, you take care. Texas lost a lot of players through the transfer portal and the draft. Texas may not win as many games this year like they did last year because of their depth. And yes, Thunder OU Sooner. That's what these Twitter fools ain't realizing. They lost what 11 players to the draft, and a few more in the portal, and they think they're going to be good. I mean, I I'm not. I'm going to do a Forrest Gump. I'm not the smartest man in the world, but when you lose 11 players and lose some more in the portal, and I'm just going to go off the draft stock here. They're 11. I've seen teams lose when they have their big exodus uh, the next year. It Katie barred the door. I've seen it too many times. What happens to every hyped quarterback or Heisman? Yes, ask Chase Daniels. Exactly, chicken. Because Chase was probably the most overhyped quarterback I ever seen, and he kind of got mouthy with Curtis Lofton in that championship down in San Antonio. Cause Lofton popped his ass good. I still love going back to that play. Well, hello, Born King Media. Guys, y'all need to go over and check out Born King Media's channel. him and his boy Nino. They do a lot of OU football content, and uh, I've been on their show a couple of times. Really, really nice guys. You need to go check out their channel. Plus, they also do some barbershop talk on the latest in hip hop music and stuff like that. Go check them out. Wonderful guys. Salt of the earth. Well, hello, Mars Jam. Boomer Senior, brother. But back to the topic. I mean, oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Antonio. Anytime, brother. Anytime I get a chance to give y'all a plug, I'll do it, my man. I still want to have you on the show. You and Nino both still want to have y'all on the show sometime. But what what seemed funny to me is everybody chat y'all help me out. Who's that receiver that they was bragging on in the combine, saying he broke the record and all this, but he didn't. That all them records at the combine and everything else, uh, that didn't get him that yard in the goal line stand, did it, guys? Mm-mm. And see, that's another thing. I'm Xavier Worthy. Thank you, OU Thunder, OU Sooner, Xavier Worthy. And see, that's what I'm loving about BV is they're bringing not just BV, but you're bringing in Zach Alley, a younger version of him. You got Jay Valai, you got Todd Bates, you got Miguel Chavez. Yes, you got it. You got it, chicken. Highest winning home percentage in power since 2000. You got it. But along with these defensive coaches that we've got, is they're bringing back that old freak nasty kick your ass, gonna skull drag you in the parking lot defense that we've been known for in the years, through the years. We're not soft anymore. We're not little anymore. There's no more speed D, no more yoga instructor strength and conditioning with the rubber bands. We got some dudes who's going to light you up and hurt you. What do y'all think about that, chat? Yeah, do y'all look? Do y'all see us see the coaches bringing back that ugly defense that we was known for back when we had Gerald McCoy and Tommy Harris and Dusty Dvorak and Larry Burdine, CJIU, all those cats, Dan Cody, Jeremy Wilson Guest. Hey, you got that right, Thunder OU Sooner. All OU needs is a younger version of Stoops and Switzer, and I think we got that with our coordinator, Zach Alley. And from what I've been hearing, he's made this defense that Brent has his defensive schemes. From what I heard, you got to be a rocket scientist to understand it. And Zach Alley has simplified it. And from what I'm hearing, oh boy, look out. Look out. We're on a tear. And so let me flip it around, chat. What did y'all think about OU, the latest commitment? What do you think about OU picking up Trystan Haynes out of Carl Albert for the 2025 season? Guys, I went to that game last year in Dell City. And don't shoot me, but why in the cornbread hell did I not have Trystan on my bingo card coming to OU is beyond me. I think I was so caught up in Sperry and X-Rob that I really didn't pay attention to what was going on when the defense was coming on because I was too focused on that. And yes, T Boomer, he is a beast. And I like him because he's tall, He's got length. Uh, he's fast. He he's got everything you want. He's a prototypical cornerback, Michael Boganowski. Yeah, and there again, T Boomer. I don't know why I didn't pay attention to him in the state finals last year against Dell City. Like I said, I think I was just too hung. Uh, I think I was just too hung up on Sperry and Exrob that when the defense for Carl Albert would come, I would I'd say, okay, let's get it done, get the offense back out there. I wished I would have paid more attention when when I was at that game. And you're right, chicken. Track speed isn't game speed. But this kid, but this guy, he he's got a high motor also. Nose for the football. I went back a couple of days ago and watched his highlights, and he's 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 all that. That I was lost for words a minute. Weston Sloan, Oklahoma preps don't get consensus. That's right. That's right, Weston. For some reason, Oklahoma prep, you you could go out there and be the best player. No more shake weights. That's right. And but you're right, Weston. Uh, for some reason, our Okie prep players, you could go out there and I mean, you could break every record in high school football in the country, and we still, that'd still be a 4 star. I agree with you, Mars. Jaden Jackson going to shock the college football world. This guy is, whoa, what a player he is. I mean, it was all high on Stony, but from what we've seen from Jaden in the workouts up to the spring game, this guy is going to be, it's going to be a monster, straight up monster. He's going to be one of them hard to contain dudes. Fast, uh, hands just right, low in his pads, and just meaner than the devil. But I'm looking, I'm liking where we're looking going into the SEC this year. I'm I'm really liking that everybody is sleeping on us. And if you go back to when BV was at Clemson, his 3rd year, this has been preached to the choir several times, but uh, BV's 3rd year, that was his come out year for Clemson, and this is his 3rd year at OU, and this is I still have. I'm not drinking my own bathwater either. I still have. Jay from Unfair Sports opened my eyes to this. I think I very seriously think that OU will go 10-2 this year. It's just, let's see, we have a solid 6-man rotation: Williams, Terry, Stone, Jackson, Hall. Yes, we do, brother. G baby, all them guys, and there again, back to the first of the video. That's probably the reason that Jermayne Lole left and went, because he with what Weston Sloan has said, which is great comment, by the way, Weston. Uh, we got Williams, Terry, Stone, Jackson, Halton, and Sears. Where was you gonna fit that feller in there? I mean, there. So so after we, what I this is an assumption, uh, is is he when we got Williams, he probably got on the phone and started calling some coaches, and Sark said, "Come down," and said, "Yeah, come down to Texas. You'll start." Now, where what was dropped in the bag, I'm not going to make any assumptions. Mm-mm. And it probably was a significant amount of money what they uh, what they offered. But I digress on that because when it comes to the NIL collective and these players getting that, I don't assume nothing because, for one, I'll be honest with you, chat. I don't understand it at all. I don't understand the NIL, none of this. All I know is name, image, likeness, and you get paid for it. That's that's the extent of my knowledge of the NIL. But like I said, there was probably some money for him. Had to be. But there, just like there was money for Dominic Williams. But I'm not going to make any judgments or guesstimations on that. But going back to what I was saying, let's see. Texas rotates 8D linemen, not including freshmen. Okay. All right. Thank you, Chicken. Brother, Chicken, I am I'm fighting this. I really am, brother, because I don't know if any of y'all have ever had an abscess tooth. It don't feel good at all. But the penicillin's taking effect and the swelling's going down, but there's still some pain associated with it. And but you guys who are here in the chat, and all of you guys who have subscribed to my channel, uh, I I wouldn't miss this for the world just to give y'all some content and come out and shoot the shit with you on the chat and having a live show. I at least owe y'all that. And so, as Gary Allen says, sometimes you got to get off on the pain. And but anyway, what another thing that I'm liking about OU going into that. Damn, Chicken. Subscribe, Mike. Pay scout support. Baby needs new shoes. Let's see. Thunder OU Sooner. Everybody slept on the Sooners in the last time you won a national championship. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Exactly. Thunder OU Sooner. History does repeat itself. It really does. And it's been 24 years since we've tasted a natty. But there again, I, we're going to do it. It's not a matter if, it's a matter when. Because we went through them terrible 90s and everybody wants to still bring up Lincoln Riley. And guys, that guy impressed me about as Lincoln Riley impressed me about as much as going through a sticker patch barefooted and getting a foot full of stickers. That's I mean, he did. I mean, Bob handed him the keys to the kingdom and he turned it into a third world country before he left for Southern Cal. That's all. As Forrest Gump would say, that's all I'm going to say about that. But here, guys, I've seen this is something else that's been grinding my gears is I'm seeing everybody being tough on JA, not from our fan base, but from other fan bases. And they talk about the Alamo Bowl. Guys, stop and think about it. If your quarterback for your team was a true freshman and he didn't start the whole season, and his first start is in the last game of the year in a bowl game against a pretty good Arizona team. And let's say your quarterback was National Gatorade Player of the Year in high school, 5-star recruit, and he went and said bowl, and he threw 4 or 5 interceptions, but you were still high on him before that game. How would you handle that situation? This is how the legend handled it that night. I was like, okay, he had some bad decision making. He threw the interceptions, but he played like a true freshman who never started. Okay, he played exactly just like that, a true freshman. And anybody else, yes, I agree with you, Weston. We were going to Stoops too much, and Farouk had 2 drops. Yes, we tried giving Drake a going away party, and it didn't work out. And what really shocked me about that game is opening the third quarter. Jackson hits Brennan Thomas on a beautiful pass play for a touchdown to open up the third quarter. Why didn't we keep up with that? I I but back to the point is I I wasn't hard on Jackson. I really wasn't because for one, I have I haven't ever seen a true freshman come out in a bowl game and just take over the world. The only time I've seen a true freshman come in and take over the world was in 1985 when Troy Aikman got his leg broke or his ankle broke his ankle at Oklahoma in the Miami game, and a young freshman by the name of Jamel Holloway came in, and the rest is history. And that's the first time I seen that. Took us all the way to the national championship in 1985 as a true freshman. So people being too hard on Jackson, but I'm telling you what I seen in the spring game. Jackson's gonna be okay. It looked like, guys, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I had to go back and rewatch the highlights because I had to listen to the game. But did it not look like that Jackson had his head on a swivel better than he did in the Alamo Bowl? He was going through his progressions, going through his reads. So y'all tell me if I'm drinking my own bathwater. But that look at our running back room, guys. People hasn't has people not taken into the effect that Taylor Tatum's fixing to come to be on campus, and I look for him to start immediately. when you got Gavin Sawchuk, Taylor Tatum, I'm just going to go. Javante Barnes is going to be my dark horse in that running back room. I might be talking out my head, but my prediction, I think he's going to shock everybody this year. That's just my thought. But when if you're going to throw in Taylor Tatum, uh, you got it right there, chicken. Yep, Jackson is one of a effing kind. He kind of, yeah, from Jason White, Baker, and Bradford. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with you, chicken. But I'm telling you, that running back room when you throw in Gavin Sawchuk, uh, looks like Hicks beat out Barnes in the. Well, okay. Thanks for updating me on that, Weston. I guess Barnes won't be my dark horse then. But I did like the looks of Hicks though. This kid is, oh boy, he's. And then I like Jay's the one that he brings up a lot. Mega. I can't say his name, guys. I'm an Okie. Uh, Mega Megway or am I right? Am I even close? But I like him. X Rob. Uh, but if y'all seen in the spring game, guys, Kobe Kobe McKenzie kind of boy, he laid the smackdown on X Rob on that one play. That I was like, whoa, hello. But I think we're going. I think we got a talented, very talented group of running backs in this room. Like I said, with Gavin Sawchuk, Hicks. Uh, oh yeah, Thompson did pull a hammy. What is it about when we get good players? That dang hamstring has always been Oklahoma's Achilles heel. I mean, Thomas Lott back in the day, he was a hell of a wishbone quarterback, but it seemed like he was always going out with a hamstring injury. Spencer Tillman, I mean, it, the list goes on. That doggone hamstring, that's been Oklahoma's Achilles heel to our good players. But like I was saying, I think we got a good room of running backs this year, and with the way that Seth Luttrell and Joe John Finley are working out this, I think it's all Seth Luttrell, but is we're going to establish that dominating running game that we were noted for, and and that's going to help out our passing game too. And people can sit there and say what they want to. I'm really liking the, especially since we got Hickman at center, the transfer from SMU. I am really liking this defensive line a lot better than I was prior to the spring game. After what I seen in the spring game, and a lot of these, they're Jacob Sexton, and people's not mentioning this on the offensive line. Now, whether he starts, I don't know. But we got EPL coming, guys. We got the Haitian law firm, Eddie Pierre Louis. We got him coming. And so and Isaiah Autry. And guys, y'all help me with this one. He's a big boy out of California that that Eugene Brooks, am I right? He's I think he's 6'6" and 320ish some. But anyway, uh, guys, Bill Exactly, chicken. Tatum is mixing. But I am not worried about the O line after what I saw in in the spring game. And I would be worried had if Bill Bedenbaugh wasn't our O line coach. I would be worried. But I think Bill in the this is just my thoughts. My there again, maybe I'm talking out of my head, but first 3 games that we play, which will be Temple, Tulane, and Houston. That's going to be a tune-up for the O line. Now, I've heard a lot of people say that Tulane's going to be it's not going to be a cakewalk. We shall see. We shall see. And this is another thing. I'm kind of bouncing back and forth here, guys. Please 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 forgive me. Is we got the potential and the stars are lining up that we could possibly uh be a top 20 defense by by the end of the season. Yeah, you're right, chicken. JFA, cool like Bradford, athletic like White, and temper of Baker. Yeah, we get all 3 of them in him, don't we? Well, listen, guys, I've been going on about an hour, and I appreciate everybody who tuned in to come join the festivities. Uh, I don't think I can hold out much longer. My jaw's starting to hurt again, and guys, I do appreciate y'all hopping in and chatting it up in the chats. And if you happen to be new to the channel, uh, hit the subscribe button because I'm putting out all content almost religiously. Thank you, Lemon. The penicillin is starting to take hold, but it ain't fully there yet. But the pain's subsiding. But the longer I talk, the more over here on this side of my jaw gets to hurting. And like I said, y'all go to Born King Media. Y'all check out their channel and couple of good guys. Like I said, I've been on their show 2 or 3 times last year, and they're a lot of fun to be with. Uh, go give them a like and subscribe, and I'm going to get with Antonio, and I'm going to have him and Nino on the show very soon. And so y'all take care. I'm going to jump out of here. I'm going to go lay down and try to get me some rest. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and God bless to each and every one of you. Love you all. And Boomer Sooner, this is the legend. We'll see you on the backside. Y'all take care.